Okay, Clay, we'll have you make a few opening comments, please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, happy Sunday to everybody. Good college football game yesterday. Great to see our fans and our students back in the Coliseum. I thought they brought great energy to the park. Two teams that I thought fought extremely hard during the game. Credit to Coach Brennan and his staff and that team. There's a reason that they won the Mountain West Championship last year, and I think are going to position themselves to compete for it again this year with the players that they have and what they're doing. I was very impressed with them. I thought at the end of the day, the difference in the game was, a couple things. One, winning the rushing battle. Two, winning the turnover battle. Three, winning the penalty battle. And fourth, obviously winning the third downs like I talked about last night, I thought was critical. And then anytime you create a non-offensive touchdown, that's going to create separation. And at the end of the day, you come up with a 23-point victory. So fortunate, good win. Now it's time to move on and be ready to get ready for Stanford coming back into the Coliseum this week. As far as the injuries from last night that you asked about, Nick Figueroa suffered an AC sprain. He's listed day to day. Drake Jackson has a thigh contusion, listed day to day. And Chris Steele had a shin laceration that we don't feel will be a great issue. He's listed day to day, and we'll see how those guys move around tomorrow. So with that, I'll take any questions that you got.
Okay, again, raise your hand if you have questions. Keep yourself on mute otherwise, and we'll start with Ryan Young.
Good evening, Clay. What did Kalen Bullock show you yesterday? And even when Isaiah comes back, is there a chance that he's earned maybe a role or some split of playing time there with Chase or someone?
Yeah, Kalen had come into this game, and we anticipated playing him, and he had a terrific not only spring training, having the opportunity to get here early, but also what he did in fall camp. Here's a kid that I thought really came into our program with a sense of urgency. He's added 20 pounds, if you could believe that, 20 pounds of muscle mass. Credit to Coach Steiner and his group, but he really came in with a sense of urgency to contribute early, and thought he played a wonderful game. Tackled extremely well, especially on third down. Was caught in some man-to-man situations where he had to get runners and receivers on the ground, and did that extremely well. So it was great to see him in the opening ball game. We expect to see more of them, both defensively and on special teams. But he definitely showed us something, Ryan, in this game. It was very impressive for a young person.
Okay, it says Ryan's iPhone. I'm assuming that's Ryan Karchi.
It is. Thanks, Tim. Clay, and with Isaiah, just real quick, is the expectation that he'll be back for Stanford?
We're hoping so, Ryan. It's day to day. Obviously, he's going through health and safety protocols right now. He is on pace to be back later in the week, and I'll give you further updates on Tuesday. But right now, we're expecting him back later in the week.
Okay, great. And in terms of the offensive line, just looking back at the film, anything that you learned from just watching them that first game, and what just in general was your assessment?
Yeah, I was impressed with Cortland Ford. I thought he did a nice job in his first start at left tackle. I thought he did some really nice things. We rushed for 160 in the game, win the rushing battle. I thought the two runners did a nice job, especially on third downs. I credit, like I told you last night, I thought Graham did a wonderful job of being able to stay balanced and being able to give the opportunity for the line and the runners to make first downs within the run game on some third and longs. Overall, we have 2 sacks on the night. One was really a covered sack where, I thought Keaton could have got rid of the ball and dumped it off to the back down in the red zone. The other one was a physical beat off the right tackle. But a solid performance. Obviously, some things to clean up, but to walk in there and be able to have 160 yards rushing to give some balance to the offense, take that pressure off Keaton, protect him for the most part the entire night. It was a good start, especially with two guys that were making their first starts on that line. I thought interiorly the center and the two guard positions looked like veteran positions and played well, and I was very pleased with Cortland in his first start.
Okay, Adam Grossbart.
Hey, Clay. Do you feel like you need to get more wide receivers involved going forward? Only 2 made catches and just 2 other targets for guys other than Drake and Taj yesterday. Just wondering if you feel like that you need to flesh out that rotation a little bit.
I tell you what, I've been here 12 years, and that's the first time I've heard that question. I usually get when are you going to get the tight ends involved? Now I got them catching touchdowns, and it's going back to the wide receivers. But I appreciate the question. At the end of the day, it's about being efficient, and we wanted to be able to use some 12 personnel packages, especially with when you look at an Eric Cromenhoek and a Jude Wolf and a Malcolm Epps and even a Michael Trigg, who came in late there and ran an exceptional route. He's one of the reasons EK caught his touchdown is he went right by the alley defender of the free safety, had to fly over top to stop him. So they're weapons too, and they're targets too, and we'll continue to mix them in as well as getting our other receivers involved. It was one of those days where 15 was really hot, and he had a great chemistry. Had a great chemistry with Keaton, and I don't blame Keaton to throw it to him either. He was making plays, and Taj made some nice plays. But some days the ball comes to you, and some days it doesn't. I thought the tight ends made their plays. We had the one turnover by EK on a catch bang play, but they made the most of their opportunities when given.
Okay, let's go to Ryan Abraham.
Hey, Clay, how's it going? I just Adam kind of took that one question I had, but guys like Kyle Ford or Michael Jackson or guys would look like they had done really well in fall. Was the plan not to get them in the game at all?
No. They had practiced all week and had the opportunity, to fit within the game plan, and just a little bit more 12 personnel came out in there. And I expect those guys as we move along to contribute. I thought Drake played a lot of snaps last night. I don't know if that will be the case as much as, he'll play a good portion, but he played a lot of snaps last night. I would imagine us getting other guys involved and mix in there. But, Taj was in there, KD was in there, Manjack was in there. I expect John Jackson and Michael Jackson and Kyle to be contributors also as we move forward.
Obviously, the defense had a great night. Pass rush wise, it didn't look they were getting there a lot, but did you feel it was still effective enough to impact the San Jose State passing game, what that defensive line was able to do?
Yeah, when you go back and watch the film, Ryan, one credit to Nick, because he was hitting his back foot and letting it go pretty dang quickly. But when you go back and watch the film, you watch the amount of hurries and them being right on top of the quarterback as he's delivering the throw. And it really caused a little bit of inaccuracy on his part. I thought we really won the third down battle because of what we did on first and second down, especially in the run game. It created those 3rd and 7 to 10s where you can really go full speed on pass rush. We used some twist game. I thought the kids did a really nice job of being able to get to the quarterback and make him feel uncomfortable the most of the night. It didn't produce the numbers that you would love, but that's credit to their quarterback. I thought he did a really nice job of hitting his back foot and getting it out, but he had to get it out quick because that 4-man rush was coming. I thought Drake did a nice job. Corey did a nice job. Nick, while he was in there, Tooley was really a monster on all downs. Really did a nice job. Hunter provided some nice pass rush also in flushing the quarterback a couple times. So overall, I thought it was a very productive night by the defensive line. Not one of those where the stats are all pretty, but the production on third down was really created by them.
All right, Antonio Morales.
Clay, we saw Gary Bryant on the sidelines yesterday. Do you anticipate him being back and practicing this week?
Yeah, he cleared health and safety protocol on Friday, and obviously was also dealing with a little bit of a hamstring, and so he'll get a full week of practice, and hopefully we'll have him back for this game.
Back to Ryan Karchi.
Clay, I know you mentioned Kalen Bullock, obviously, but any of the other freshmen who really flashed, just kind of looking back at the film?
Yeah, I thought when talking about that defensive line, I thought Corey with he had a specific package, in that third down pass rush area, was dealing with a little bit of a bruised foot and was a little bit limited in practice during the week, but I thought really flashed in the game about getting to the quarterback and creating a little bit of havoc. So it was nice to see that. And then you talked about Kalen. I thought Kalen was another one that stood out. We got to play a couple other freshmen. Michael Trigg got in the game. Rajon Davis, got in the game. Jalen Smith was in the game and got to play. We really think that these freshmen are advanced, and as given the opportunity, we'll get them in there and continue to develop them and grow them.
Okay, another one from Adam Grossbard.
Hey, Clay, we saw Darwin Barlow warming up yesterday. Was he ready to go, or did he end up being held out at the last second with that hamstring?
We held him. We had made that decision late in the week. We wanted to be able to get him warmed up and continued his progression, not using it necessarily as a day off. So we wanted to get him a little bit of lather, continue that progression, and we'll see where he's at this week.
Okay, shotgun.
Hey, Clay, Greg Johnson is probably one of the more underrated guys. What does he do that maybe fans don't see? I mean, obviously coming up with the big play yesterday, but what else does he do on the field that helps out the defense?
Yeah, I just think he's a consistent force shotgun. I mean, his consistency in play of just doing his job over and over and over again. And I think the other guys respect that. He's the same guy every day, shows up to work with great work ethic. But, when we talk about, hey, be productive and just do your job at a high level, that's who he is. He's a guy that I think has gotten better each and every year, and so proud for him after coming off a knee surgery and working back through that and getting to this point and having the opportunity to make a couple big plays in that game. Like I said, we went into that game, one really shut down the run and played a ton of man, and he was matched up on one of their better receivers all day in the slot and did a phenomenal job. And then, all of a sudden we change it up on a third and short and change it up to zone, and he's in the exact right spot, reading the quarterback's eyes, pulls the trigger and makes a play, and it's the biggest play in the game. It basically separated us enough to end the game. So proud for him, kid from LA that has really made a name for himself both on and off the field, and it got my heart pounding watching him get to hold the sword and see how far he's come, not only as a player, a person, a student. Going to be a graduate of this university this December. Just a really, really neat story.
Okay, last call for questions. We'll go to Nathan Ackerman.
Hey, Clay, what did you think of the special teams performance yesterday? There were a few short punts and then a kick out of bounds, but there were no huge plays coming back the other way. So what did you think of the special teams performance overall?
Yeah, well, I thought Parker Lewis had a nice day. I really did. He goes 3 for 3 on field goals, and then has 6 touchbacks on the day. We get the 1 out of bounds, which I know he'd like to have back, but you could see the strength of his leg and the consistency in the field goal was important within that game's points were at a value. I thought Ben did a nice job. We netted 41, I believe it was, and he hit it. We really didn't want their return game to get started, and I thought he did a tremendous job hanging the ball up. It may not have been the 80-yard punch, but we weren't going to outkick coverage. We were going to hang it up, get fair catches, and not let them get started, and he did his job. The one area that we probably gave a little bit of field position away was in the punt return. We just misjudged a ball that that ended up, bouncing and going 25 yards back to the -2, and then fielded a ball with inside the 10-yard line. That next one that probably would have gone to the end zone. We end up on the 15 rather than the 25. So a little bit of decision making, we could be a little bit better there. But overall, overall, no big plays for them. It just was another signified what I thought was a really clean game by our football team, whether it was penalties, turnovers, special teams. It was just, it felt really clean. And after watching the tape, it was.
Okay, I see no more questions. So Clay, thanks for joining us tonight. And media, thank you for being here. We'll see you all on Tuesday for practice and interviews afterwards. We hope to have game notes out to you later tonight. So with that, everyone have a great evening.
All right, guys, take care.